Well, thank you for coming back and taking a second shot and joining with me on the return journey in part two of the Gospel of the Oval Ball. Big shout out to Mike Tortolano, big supporter of the Viking Warrior and the Gospel of the Oval Ball. Episode 2 winging its way to you, my brother, as soon as possible. Thanks again, appreciate all the love. A couple of quick things about Jared Goff's performance in the first half. Almost as bad as Jack Harlow's half-time performance on ice. That said, Dolly Parton's performance in the Dallas game, incredible. That's a class act. That's how you do a half-time show. Well in Jerry Jones. He's the man. He knows exactly how to put on a half-time show. Jack Harlow, paying £100 a ticket, controversial or not, I don't think I'll be going to see Jack Harlow anytime soon, and I certainly can't afford to see Dolly Parton either. But what a show that was. The San Fran game, it was well worth watching the highlights. Christian McCaffrey is a whole nother beast on that NFL field. There is no stopping him. He looks like he's being stopped by 3 linemen. He manages to step 1, spin out of 2 and open those legs for 3, making yard after yard after yard. Deebo Samuel playing out the backfield, unstoppable. Greg Kittle on one side, Ayuk on the other. Brock Purdy playing exactly how his coach expects him to. What more can you ask for? A threat to the Eagles? I think so. That could be the championship game. That's right, you heard it here. The championship game. Philadelphia Eagles, San Francisco 49ers. Unless the brand new Lions get their act together and wake up, they're going to have a blip. They got to play Minnesota. If they beat Minnesota home and away, they're in the playoffs guaranteed, no matter what happens in any of the others. But at the moment, if you look at the schedule so far, I think it's got to be 49ers, Eagles on the NFC side. AFC is anyone's. Outside of Kansas, it's going to be tough. Miami have got to prove themselves against the better teams. Pittsburgh got rid of Matt Canada this week. Whether Kenny will pick the ball up and get rolling, fingers crossed. I can't see us topping Baltimore, which is gutting. But Baltimore seems to be playing Pittsburgh football without a doubt. They run it hard, throw well, protect the quarterback, and the quarterback knows exactly where his players are going to be. That's what we need Kenny to be, like he was at Pitt. Let's start breaking some records, son. We can do it. Matt Canada's gone, Mr. America. Now we're going to start playing some Pittsburgh football. Get the egg into Najee's hands, which is a big unit. Give him the ball, give him a bit of protection, create a hole, go for it, make 15 yards a carry, not 2 yards. And we certainly don't want to lose. We've got the defenders. We don't have a secondary at the moment that's supporting that front four. But if the front four get pushed back, it's going to be a tough run-in for us. But that's enough with the NFL. We got the big college game, Michigan, Ohio State. I don't know a lot about either. I just know they're the top 2 universities in the US of A. Whether they could take St Mary's in a rugby league match, highly unlikely. But you never can tell with these guys. The crowd on a Thanksgiving weekend is going to be nuts. The tailgating, nuts. The football on the pitch is going to be brutal. If you don't come prepared with your best game, you are going home in a meat sack, baby. In a meat sack. Thank you. We've already had a triple selector of the NFL already with a couple of decent-ish games. We've got another Dolphins taking on the Jets. Big one, of course, on Sunday. Unfortunately, isn't Steelers, Bengals. It's not going to be the Giants, Patriots, that's for sure. The game of the week. Texans, Jags, Eagles, Bills. Oh, Chargers, Ravens should be good. So, without further ado, happy Thanksgiving to the biggers of the burg, the Tortolanos of Boston, and of course, not forgetting my brother, the Michelsons out in downtown Cali. Have a great holiday. Let's go. Anyone following this podcast and beyond, this is going out everywhere. We are tagging the world. We're going to be bigger than We Are the World. We are the podcast of the Gospel of the Oval Ball, coming live to a dining room near you with a man and his mobile on a shoestring budget, bringing his passion and commitment to the greatest games that are contact sports. Continuation of the Rugby League story, a little bit of rugby union, plenty of NFL, but loads to be getting on with on this Thanksgiving weekend. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light, you know what's coming. When it builds and builds and builds, and oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave, and the land of the free and the home of the brave. If that doesn't get the hairs on the back of your neck tingling, if you don't want to go and tear heads off take chins out, then you shouldn't even be wearing the red, white and blue and playing the NFL or any contact sport for that. That last bit gets you so tingly and ready to knock lumps out of the opposition that you just cannot fail to want it. Scoring TDs for your college, for your state, and winning the next game on a Thanksgiving weekend, there's nothing as passionate. Yes, let's go. Not a very big slate of games, but looking at these, we got Raiders Chiefs that is going to be a bit tasty. Max Crosby going after Mahomes. They're going to renew their tete-a-tete. Chargers Ravens. This would be a time for Johnny Herbert to unleash against that stacked Ravens D. Vikings Bears. Vikings on paper should walk that one. Eagles Bills is going to be tasty. Potential for a Super Bowl if you look at it. The way the Bills played the last 2 seasons. Have they turned the corner? We will see. The Eagles look really dominant against the Chiefs on Monday. Brilliant game. Best game of the season so far. Controversial? Maybe. What a game though. Broncos Browns? Who cares? Cardinals Rams? Not really. Falcons Saints? Unless you're a Falcons Saints fan. Texans Jags? Tasty. That is tasty. Not anywhere near as tasty as West Warriors, but has the potential to bring Trevor Lawrence with that gorgeous hair against D'Amico Ryans and CJ Stroud, who is on record breaking terms at the moment. That is going to be a great game for the South, and that's on at the early window as well, so that's going to be a cracker. Titans Panthers, of course. Bengals Steelers wrapping it up on the 6 o'clock game. Bengals Steelers, no Joe Burrow. We should be able to get to the QB, but we're a little bit banged up. Our offense is taking a pounding. This could be our turning corner, and hopefully we come out of it. We're still in with a shout, but if we carry on playing the way we are, we don't make the playoffs. If we carry on playing the way we are and we do make the playoffs, we get battered. And get it all together, boys. Let's go on a run. Let's go black and gold, baby. Black and gold all the way. Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go! So staying with the full contact sports, but not drifting too far away. Great new schedule come out for the Superleague season and London Broncos re-entering the fold. What an opener London Broncos have. And against Saint Helens. Yeah, let's go retro, shall we? Let's go with retro. Nordic legend. Puma fit. Perfect jersey for the perfect team. Before the kickoff. It should be played out loud before every rugby league match. The English national anthem that should be. God Save the King. Great for football. For rugby, this is what it should be. You know what gets the hairs on the back of your neck tingling? Heart starts pounding. And did those feet in ancient time walk upon England's mountains green? And was the holy Lamb of God on England's pleasant pastures seen? And as you wheel down, bring me my bow of burning gold. Bring me my arrows of desire. Bring me my spear. Oh, clouds unfold, that passion flowing through your veins. Bring me my chariot of fire. The blood starts running quicker and then you unleash. I will not cease from mental fight, nor shall my sword sleep in my hand, till we have built Jerusalem. You know where? In England's green and present land. Then you step out onto the field, victorious on the playing field. Light up the hallowed fields of the Ching, light up West London, light up any pasture of grass you can. Take chins, take heads, take numbers. An epic performance of Viking-like stature. Staying with the full contact sports, but not drifting too far away. New schedule come out for the Superleague season and London Broncos re-entering the fold. What an opener London Broncos have against Saint Helens. Yeah, let's go retro, shall we? Let's go with retro. Nordic legend. Puma fit. Perfect jersey for the perfect team. The second one, Catalan Dragons. Jared Bassett, Bill Leyland, Ollie Leyland get to play against Catalan Dragons. We go to play Hull FC. Then, of course, we got the Cherry and Whites, the old Wigan Warriors. That's going to be incredible. I know for a fact the Wiganers cannot wait to see London up there. That's going to be a mind-blowing game. If I get myself up there, it'll be incredible. Highly unlikely unless we get a major sponsor in time to sponsor this amazing podcast. It's going to go through the roof that everyone's going to be wanting to watch. Get the old Broncos shirt from a season or two back. Players jersey, I have, you know. fits rather tightly. And then we got Warrington after. The opening salvo. We're going to have my brother from West Warriors, dubs up, Jared Bassett, Bill Leyland, my 9 once, Ollie Leyland, smashing halfback, unleashing that right peg against the kings of rugby league, the entertainers, if you will, the red V of WA10, Saint Helens. What an opener London Broncos have, and I'm going to be completely torn, where it's just going to be a phenomenal opportunity for the boys to ply their trade against the best in the business. My love for Saint Helens, my love for the brothers playing at Broncos, especially Bassett of West Warriors, and the love for the number 9 and the number 7 that wore the Sims gear proudly, the Leyland brothers, who are going to unleash for Broncos. How can you tear yourself in two? You can't. It's going to be an unbelievable game. St Helens will need to be quick out of the blocks if they're to repel the Bass and the Leyland boys, for it's going to be a brilliant opening game that's going to set the standard for the rest of the season. And fingers crossed, it's going to be a 24-all draw. Both teams will miss 2 drop goals each. Both will have a party town in WA10, and then they can go and focus on the rest of the season until both teams meet again in June. That is what I want to see. Bassett to get one, Bill to get one, Ollie to slot all of his kicks. Everyone will be happy. There you go. That's what we want, boys. A 24 each draw, please. We're going to be going all in this year to get back to grand final status and win that one as well, to put us 4 or 5 in the last 5 or 6. This is where it's going to start. This is going to be a massive challenge for London. If London come out firing and can hold them off for the first 20 minutes, we'll be doing well. 60 minutes on is going to be a tough one against these boys. That is when St Helens start playing their best stuff, and that's when we need the likes of Bill Leyland, Jared stepping up, Ollie, Dean Farray, Corey Norman. It's going to be hell for leather in game one. Of course, what the news will do is when Saints potentially, the news will have St Helens down, or the bookies will have St Helens down to win by 50, say. Broncos pull that score within 10 or 20, or even top it, draw and win, St Helens season will be over. If it's the other way around, oh yeah, this is what we expected from Broncos, going to be a totally different game at the totally wicked stadium. It's going to be an awesome event. The Friday night, which is unfortunate. Personally, I love the return on Saturday afternoon. That's going to be heavenly. Friday nights in St Helens are a tough one. Friday nights in Wigan are a toughie. We should be able to go to Leeds and get a result because they're not the greatest team at the moment. You can only play what's in front of you. St Helens will look to be favourites again this year. The World Club Championship, believe it or not, does seem to take it out of the top boys. Will this be a factor in Wigan's performance this year? I mean, there were some people saying that should head up the NRL tour to Vegas, where Wigan should go and play Penrith out there. Play the other 2 during the day at the Allegiant, play our one in the evening, perfect. You've got a triple header, you've got the World Club Championship, and some rugby league coach, our brother in Australia, said why not play it? World Championship at the Allegiant Stadium, and the US loves a world champion. NFL world champions, NBA world champions, why not Rugby League World Club Champions? Nothing is bigger than that game when you got the NRL pouting that they're the better game, which most of the teams are. However, on a one-off game, as St Helens proved last year, you're only as good as your opponent lets you. And last year, Saints went all the way out to Penrith in the pouring rain, turned it on. St Helens fans were incredible that night. What a result. Penrith thought they had it. They come back to us. We nearly slipped up, but our defence was incredible that day. What a time to be alive. What a time to be a St Helens fan. Let's go down there and get it again this year, boys. And don't get me started on the England 3-match series against Tonga. But if you ask, I will, just briefly. We won. That's all that matters. Tonga may not have played their best rugby league. They'll probably save that for when we get back to the Southern Hemisphere. But it gives Sean Wayne a chance to blood a few new players. Mikey Lewis was outstanding. Harry Smith did exactly what he did all season at Wigan. Absolutely dominated the Tongan halves. In the build-up to it was at least play one game outside of the Heartlands. It's always a winner to move it out. I know some people aren't keen on it, but when you see the numbers, London would have guaranteed sold out 15 to 20,000 stadiums in London. We couldn't fill out St Helens, which was unfortunate. Huddersfield turned out to be worse. Usually we have one in Wigan. We went to Leeds. I know the weather played a huge part in it, but you just got to think, if we had a game in London, all the growth down here and the Southern Conference League exploding, there's so many youngsters playing the games. Even for the Challenge Cup round 1, West Warriors will be in that hat again for the 3rd time, 4th time, 5th time in a row with a bit of luck. And let's see how far we can get. This time last year we were pitted against Skella. I think that's how you pronounce it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Skella, outside of Hull, I've been told it's as far east in Yorkshire as you can go before you're in the sea. Really nice part of the world. A little bit chilly around those lug holes. Then we played Chargers, London Derby. Another tight game. Northern weather that day was freezing. I got soaked. 3rd round we went up to play Widnes, which was an incredible day for the club, playing against 7-time champion and legendary coach John Keir. Kimbo against Keir. Can you believe that? Unbelievable. Who would have thought that when the club started? Incredible scenes in Acton West 5. Kimbo in one corner, John Keir in the other. Unbelievable to fathom. This is what the Challenge Cup's about. It's about fairy tales. It's about dreaming big, trying to take a scalp. The try of the day that day had to be West Warriors. Set up, executed perfectly. Number 1, Blake Nahu, dives in the corner. Crowd is in absolute raptures. What a day for the club, what a game. This one was a little bit longer than before. You don't want to be listening to me for 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes. We're going to try and keep these into bite-sized portions so you can have them on the way to work. You can listen to me during your lunch break, having your sandwich, having your sausage, egg, bacon and chips. Witherspoon super large mixed grill maxi fry. 20 minutes ideal. By the time you get that, scoff it. If you enjoy this, share it about to everyone who you can think of. Let's get this out to as many people as we can. Rugby League is here and we are here and we're going to see it all the way through. Well, if you like what you've heard and you like what you see, just subscribe and share this to as many people as you can. We're all on all the social media. Spotify, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, Castbox, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We realise a dream and become part of the journey that is the gospel of the oval ball.